Hello, everybody. I am live. I am not on camera. I am relaxing after work, sitting here, not camera ready. So I'll wait a minute to see if anyone's here. But unless you've been sleeping under a rock, um, there were some black women who were beat up in a nail salon in Brooklyn. And you guys know I live in New York City if you are a subscriber. So I just wanted to share some thoughts on that. Hello, everybody. If you're watching, feel free to chime in. And I'm just testing this out to see if I will also do a live question and answer, maybe in this format. We shall see. But also, I want to give a shout out to Love Melanin. Hey, girl. Love your videos. And I don't go live often because I don't like uh, the playback. What do you call it? Quality. So I don't like the live playback quality. It comes out blurry. So we'll see. I think it's thunderstorming, so I'm probably. Oh, hey, Queen Leah, how are you? I see your pop up. Hey. Hey, I'm actually here. I'm just not on camera. I have the camera facing away from me. But yeah, let's just jump into it since some of you are here. So, okay, so there was a black grandma and her granddaughter in a nail salon on Nostrand Avenue getting, I guess, eyebrows and nails done. And so the girl didn't like how her eyebrows came out. Now, these cheap salons charge about $5, $5 to $7 for eyebrows. And the girl wasn't happy, and the grandma wanted the money back. And these Asian chicks rolled up on them with sticks on Nostrand Avenue. Again, sorry, someone called my phone, sorry. I'm sure that cut me off. But yeah, so now there's all these black people protesting that nail salon because what happened was unacceptable. First of all, let me just say this, okay? That's unacceptable. No matter what type of business you have, you should not be comfortable putting your hands on somebody. Okay? I don't care what is going on in your store, things should not get that far. All right? Um but as this was wrong. Like I'm not victim blaming because I know people are going to say that I'm victim blaming. I'm not. There's no excuse. Nobody in a place of business should be putting their hands on a customer. Hey Patty, how are you? Yeah, that was over the top. I mean, they assaulted these women over $5. So sorry if what I say is about to be controversial, but first of all, these people are coming over here from these third world countries, and to them, yeah, they will whoop your ass over $5. Okay, that's just how it is. This is everything to them. This is their bread and butter, and they're coming here with the poverty mentality. Second of all, I need for black women, black American women, to realize that there is some privilege in being American. I mean, can we just be honest about that? Some people are jealous because they know that as an American we have privilege. Like, a lot of us are sitting pretty. We're not worried about Trump deporting anybody because we're good. Being American gives us some privilege. So, second of all, I want to point out that this is not the first time black women have been getting beat up by these Asian and Arab and whatever foreign store owners. And, I guess I'm the jerk that points out that it's only a certain type of black women that's getting beat the hell up, okay? It's never a well dressed black woman, who's carrying herself in a feminine way, getting beat up and assaulted in businesses. You're never going to see a woman in a dress with some pearls on and her hair done getting beat up. Like, there would be outrage. So I want to point that out. And, someone got mad at me because I pointed out what these women look like and how there's a pattern, and how there's also a pattern on the flip side about the type of businesses that these are. These are never high end places, they're always these cheap, roach infested places that are offering cheap services, who have no respect for their clients. And I just want to say the disrespect goes both ways. Unfortunately, their normal customers don't have much respect for the businesses, and the businesses don't have respect for the clients. The only difference is the businesses are still making money. Okay, so I've noticed that these stores are comfortable. They will go into a black neighborhood, they'll open up, and they will sell rotten food. Yes, roach infested Queen Leah, yes. They open up in black neighborhoods. They sell roach infested food, rotten food. They give you crappy services. They sell you bad products, but black people keep shopping there. And listen, this happened on Nostrand Avenue in Brooklyn. You know, this is New York City. There's options, okay? You don't have to go there. You're not in the middle of nowhere. First of all, I want to point out that if you look at the video, that nail salon was filthy. Filthy. Now, my question is, what self respecting black woman in a big city like New York would even walk into a place like that, see how dirty it is, see how those Asian chicks are dressed, and still let them touch her? I would have walked right out. Okay? I mean, you're in the middle of Brooklyn, there's 99 freaking nail salons. You know, my problem is some black women will be so quick to be cheap instead of being practical. Okay, it doesn't matter what their prices are like. Why would you sit there among rats and roaches and yeah, and you know, they weren't wearing gloves, they didn't have a mask, the place was filthy. And I've seen black women go to nail salons and tell me, oh, they don't clean their utensils. Okay, so you know they don't clean their instruments. Why the hell are you in there? You know, it's obvious that you don't have self respect for yourself. You know, if you're willing to keep these places in business, they shouldn't even be in business, okay, first of all. And they see that you will patronize their business and that they don't even have to clean the store. They don't have to dress appropriately. They don't have to clean their utensils. They don't have to be sanitary. You people are still going to come in there and give them your money. They can treat you like garbage. They can racially profile you, and you're still going to shop there, even though there are 99 other freaking stores. That's my problem. And then when I say that, people, oh no, you're no, no, no. We need to talk about this. I don't understand why black women don't exercise their options. You should have enough respect for yourself to not go to a dirty, dingy, cheap, roach infested store with people with attitude that don't even see you as human. Second of all, let me tell you how I would have handled the situation. First of all, let me give you some advice. If you are, when it comes to food or someone handling your body, I advise you not to be cheap. Okay, especially if you can afford not to be, don't be cheap because you're gonna get what you pay for. So let's just say I marched my ass on in there to get my eyebrows done, and they did my eyebrows for $5, and the girl goofed them up, and I'm bald and I don't like my eyebrows. You know, they make you kind of pay ahead of time sometimes, or you pay after. It doesn't matter. If I were unhappy with my eyebrows, you know, I would have just took the L. I would have just said, you know what, this is what I get for being cheap. I would have walked my ass out and I never would have went back again. And then you can leave them a bad review on Yelp or whatever you got to do. There's no need to get hype. And then you have to understand these ghetto Mayfongs were willing to whoop ass and damn near blind these women over $5. They could have kept that damn $5. $5 is nothing to me. They could have kept that. It wouldn't have been worth a brawl and for the cops to get called for $5. I mean, I don't know how much that is in their country, but over here that's nothing. So let's just say, if let's just pretend I didn't just walk out. I think Queen Leah, I think one person got arrested, and I think one of the black women got arrested too. It's ridiculous because if you look at the video, they ganged up on them. There was like at least four Asian chicks whooping ass, and then the Asian guy was holding one of the black women down while they were beating her with sticks. It's ridiculous. Um, so let's just say I didn't just walk out and kick myself for being cheap and stupid, right? Because now, mind you, your eyebrows, you can just pencil them back in. It's no big deal. So let's just say I didn't do that. Let's just say the girl was doing, yeah, there was a man in a video, Patty. If you check out the video, there was a man holding back, I think, the grandmother or somebody. I don't know which girl that was. But yeah, there's usually Asian men in these salons too who also do their nails and eyebrows and stuff. But okay, so let's just say I didn't leave, right? If they did my eyebrows because they use like some sort of wax or something. So let's just say the girl waxed my eyebrows and I wasn't happy. Do you know what the good response is? And I'm going to give black women a tip. I would have cried. That's all sis had to do was burst into tears. Okay? If they ruined your eyebrows, all she had to do was cry. I guarantee you all those Asian chicks would have ran up on her like, oh my god, what's wrong? And we're so sorry, if she would have bust into tears after they like did her eyebrows like that. But no, the black women did not take the soft feminine route. Of course they didn't. They had to go, I ain't paying and I don't like this and I want my money back. And what that does is it makes people defensive, it makes them scared, and it put them in whoop ass mode, okay? Now I guarantee you, if the girl had just started sobbing, they would have tried to not only give her her money back, but they would have tried to console her and fix the problem. And I think we need to talk about how powerful femininity is. Okay. I can think of an incident myself with the post office. The post office is horrible. So I had a package all the way from another country, and I can only catch them on the weekends when they're open on Saturday early in the morning. Um, they kept giving me the runaround. I knew the package was there. I had went there 3 weeks in a row, and they were no help. I called. I filed complaints. Nothing got done, and I knew my package was just sitting there. So of course I'm angry. But did I march down there with a do rag on or a ratness weave, cussing and screaming and hooting and hollering? No. Because what would that have gotten me? They probably would have called the cops. Someone probably would have tried to beat my ass or drag me by my hair. That's just not how you handle things. As a woman, we don't have the privilege to go around acting like men because you're going to get treated like a feminine man. And I'm not the bad guy for pointing this out. So when I went down there, I looked like a girl, okay, you know, exactly, or lose something. I looked like a girl with a job when I went down there. And, after going through the motions and getting all those BS answers, I just started crying. I started crying. And the supervisor at the post office felt so bad that she let me in the back to help find my package. And she started looking for it herself. And she found it. Problem solved. Now, if I would have went down there with a damn baseball cap on and a rag on my head or a damn scarf and then some dark clothes, tight clothes, hooting, hollering, shouting, jumping, and screaming, I wouldn't have got my package, and that's just not a good look. You get treated how you act. But again, people don't want to hear that. You know, I think that going the feminine route is best. And, acting like a man and hooting, hollering, getting loud and shouting should be a last resort. And that's just a tip for anyone who's watching this. When you're in retail or you're out in public, first of all, don't look a mess when you're leaving your house if you can avoid that. And third, just try to carry yourself like a lady and calculate your responses to people before you react because you ultimately want to do what's best for you. You don't want to be one of these bitches getting beat up and put on social media or getting tased by the cops. It's just not a good look. Um, things happen in customer service, retail, restaurants, but calculate your responses. That way you don't end up in jail or embarrassed. There's a way to handle things, and I suggest trying to handle things like a lady first. People are more considerate of a woman who is in tears than someone acting all nasty and shouting and cussing and neck rolling and finger pointing. That's really not going to get you anywhere. So, why not try being soft and feminine first instead of being aggressive? I'm just saying. And, this is something that can only benefit you. So, yeah, if the women would have had some class and just left and said that they weren't gonna go someplace cheap and dirty to get their eyebrows and nail services, problem would have been avoided. If they would have been soft and feminine and maybe cried a little after the eyebrows were done, the problem would have been solved. But no, I ain't paying. I want my money back and blah 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 blah. Acting like a damn man, and they got those Asian chicks rolled up on them, ready to whoop ass. And again, I'm not saying those Asian women are right. Yeah, damsel in distress works. Being feminine works. Okay, you go out there. Someone tried to argue me on Twitter, and I said, go somewhere in tight, dark clothes with a rag on your head, then go back in a dress with your hair done and some pearls on. Watch, the treatment is going to be different. It's no different than if a black guy goes somewhere with his pants sagging off his ass and then comes back with a suit on. You know? Like how you look, your appearance can disarm people. It can trigger people. And I'm not saying that that's ever going to stop racism or anything like that. It's not. But anything you can do to swing the odds in your favor, you should be doing it. We got to bring class back, you know? Like I said, it was obvious to these people that these people don't respect themselves. Why should we respect you? You are giving them business. They don't even have to clean their shop, and you're giving them business. They don't have to wash their hands or clean their utensils. You're giving them business. They don't have to dress like employees and greet you with a smile. You're still giving them business. I remember I went with someone to a nail shop, um, and the place was so dark. Exactly, Patty. Being respectful gets you far. The place was so dark and dingy, and there was no ventilation. My lungs were on fire. All those acetone and chemicals were making my lungs hurt. And I kid you not, I sat down and I saw roaches. I was like, oh, hell no, I gotta get up out of here. I don't do that. Like, I need for black women to have some class. Being cheap is not the way to go all the time. And I think, black women would be better off, like, pull a Becky here. There's no need to get your nails done every week. Exactly. People used to dress well. Um, there's no need to get your nails done every week. First of all, if you can learn to do it yourself, do it yourself, or teach, each other how to do it. But if you like having your nails done, less is more. It'd be better instead of going to these nasty, dirty, unclean salons every week. Why don't you go less? Why don't you save your money a little bit? Then say maybe go every 2 weeks. But since you saved your money, you can go to a nicer place. There's Groupon. You can go to a really nice place for less money. Oh, that's good, Patty. Your daughter learned how to do her own. That's nice. There's Groupon. You don't have to go to these shoddy roach nest businesses, okay? You can get nice places, for a little less money. I have seen white women go without and save their money until they can go somewhere nice where they're treated like princesses. And I wish more black women would do that. It's okay to have bare nails. It's okay to just use polish, you know, and then you save your money and then you go somewhere nice where it's a treat, where it's an experience, maybe where they greet you with champagne or something. How about stacking your money and then going to a black owned business, one of the nicer polished bars where you see them disinfect everything and where the building is not, falling apart. So that's my suggestion there. I hope these Asian women get sued because, again, you don't have your right to put your hands on anybody. And no self respecting business owner would allow that to happen in their business. Your employees, that thought should never even cross your employee's mind unless your employee is like struck in the face first. You know what I mean? That's just embarrassing as a business owner that your employees were so comfortable putting their hands on somebody. Like, these ghetto bitches didn't think twice about grabbing sticks as if they're back in Cambodia or Vietnam or something and to whoop ass. You can't do that here. Exactly. You can't do that over here. And let me tell you, I live in New York. I've gone in Manhattan, and these Asian people own the salons there too. They don't do that there. They do not put their hands on these white people, and they don't do it in their own damn communities because they know the cops will be called over here in America. They don't do that. They only do that to black people because black people take it. I have gone to restaurants, like say Chinese restaurants. Here we have a rating system. You can see if it's like a A, a B, a C, a D, or a fail. I have walked past restaurants that have a C or a D rating, and guess who's eating in there? Black people. I just don't get it. Like, literally, these businesses could not exist. Oh, yeah, in Ohio, right? These businesses could not exist in other neighborhoods, have standards. They're not going to allow this in the community. If a restaurant has like a D or a C, they're just not going to eat there. Black people will eat there. Black people, if you feed them slop and it's 99 cents, they're going to take it. And so I think that it starts with us. We have to have a little more class and self respect, like, especially with black women, because y'all know I don't care about black guys. Um, the bar is on the floor and it makes no sense. Whether it's relationships or shopping and treatment, the bar is on the floor and it makes no sense. If you're going to get your nails done, that place needs to be clean. Like, come on now. Why would any self respecting woman even go in there? Let me tell you something. There used to be an Asian nail shop way back in the day where I would go get pedicures because I don't get fake nails and all that stuff, but I would let people do pedicures every now and then as a treat. So one day I was gonna go get a pedicure, right? So I walk on in there, and there's this huge fat Puerto Rican lady, right, getting her feet done. And I mean, this woman had to be like 350 pounds, and she was, kind of elderly. And she's in there hooting and hollering. And one Asian chick is holding her half down, and the other Asian chick has her feet. And they were trying to like scrub her feet. This fat Puerto Rican woman, something was wrong with her foot. I'm standing here looking at this as I walk through the door. She had blue stuff on her feet, and I don't mean like dye or something like that. Something was wrong with her foot. Like she needed to go see a doctor. Like I don't know if that was like a boil or a blister or what, but her feet were like blue and swollen and like deformed. And here they were working on her feet with no gloves on. Exactly. No. Hell no. I walked back out of there and I never went back. Because what self respecting woman would have gone in there and said, oh, my turn? Exactly. Like I'm telling you, I have never seen a foot like that in my life. That woman should have been at a doctor, and any self respecting salon would have said, I'm sorry, miss, but we can't work on your feet. You need to see a doctor. Because obviously her foot was infected or something was fucking wrong with her foot. But no, these cheap salons are paying these Asian women $2 an hour and they don't care. Money's money. So and I mean they were working on her feet with no gloves on. I was like, oh no, I'm not risking getting infected. And I have a friend who went to one of these cheap salons, got a pedicure. I guess the utensils weren't clean and her toe got infected. She had to go to the doctor. She had to get shots. Her toenail ended up falling off. Her foot had to be bandaged for a couple weeks. It's just not worth it. Like, why? What's wrong with inspecting a place before you get services? Especially in a big city like New York. Exactly. It makes no damn sense, right, Queen Leah? No sense. Also, what happens up to if you find a good place, you stick with it? What happened to getting to know the owner, becoming a regular customer, only going to that one technician that you trust, tipping well, and establishing a good business relationship to where they know you when you walk through the door? What happened to that? Why are people bouncing around from cheap place to cheap place, the hole in the wall? If you find a good place, stick to it. Because, things like this are less likely to happen when they know you by face, they respect you, the respect is mutual, they know you're good for the money. Um, yeah, Patty, standards need to be high. Like I'm telling you, go to a restaurant where there's like a C or D rating, and I don't mean go in, I mean like walk by. I guarantee you who you won't see eating in there. I tell you who you won't see eating in there. Go to a salon that's dirty, dark, dingy, got bugs, okay? Or like the people don't speak English. You know who you're gonna see in there getting their services done. And it's unfortunate. It's real unfortunate. Like, and black people can afford better. Like, there are people who are just being cheap because they want to be cheap. They can afford to pay more than $5 for their eyebrows. Okay, it's just being cheap, and being cheap doesn't pay off. And let me tell you something, because I used to work in retail. When you work at a low end store, morale is low, you're not making any money. Listen, if you're shopping at a really inexpensive, cheap place, don't come in there expecting A plus service. You are not going to get treated like Paris Hilton when you're buying a $5 t shirt. That's just not going to happen, okay? Nothing irks me more than people who try to be nickel dime cheap and expect champagne service. Like, that's just so unrealistic, okay? Uh, that's just totally unrealistic. When you decide to be cheap, you can get what you pay for sometimes, and people need to think about that as well. I think people need to think more before they just spend their money. Is it worth being cheap? Price checking and visiting a place before you go there, reading the reviews before you go there, making sure that you are carrying yourself with self respect, making sure you don't look dirty and smelly, and, just make sure you're not disrespecting yourself before you go out. I think that can help avoid some issues. And if you respect yourself, you're only going to go to businesses that respect you. And I think that's what people didn't want to talk about. They're like up in arms about how this is so wrong. And it is wrong, but there is wrong on both sides. And I think this totally could have been avoided. Um, and to me, it's mind blowing the type of businesses that black people allow in their neighborhoods. Literally, some of the most dirty, unclean businesses just thrive in black neighborhoods, and I just don't understand it. Exactly. If I can't communicate with you, you can't work on me. Exactly. It's just like a restaurant. If I go into a restaurant and the food stinks or like the restaurant stinks, I'm out of there. You know? You go there and the bathroom is disgusting, or you see the chef or something picking their nose, you're out of there. You're only going to stay there if you have low self esteem or no respect for yourself. And when you don't have respect for yourself, people don't have respect for you either. People aren't stupid. They see that what your priorities appear to be. They see what type of treatment you're willing to accept. They see what type of service or lack of service you are willing to accept. And that can impact whether they respect you or not. And if you are going to accept nothing or accept garbage and they can still take your money, of course they're going to take your money. And they're hoping to find more suckers like you. You know what I mean? Like you're putting their kids through college and shit. Um, I mean, I don't understand that. Like personally, I would just either do them myself or hold off until I can afford a better place. You know, like if I'm gonna get something like a pampering service, like a pedicure or I don't know, massage or something like that, it should be a treat. It should be a luxury. It should be a reward. You should want it to be a nice, relaxing experience. You shouldn't want to be in a dirty place where all this drama and the people are talking about you in some other language and they're stink eyeing you and they're just looking like, hurry up and give me your money and get out. That's not what we work for. You know what I mean? And if you sorry to say. Yeah, the government does give them some businesses, and of course, these communities look out for each other. Like I said, when the Asian women started whooping ass, the cops got called, and I think they all got locked up originally. But them Asians bailed each other out. Of course they did. I think the black women sat in jail longer because the Asian people bailed each other out of jail. Of course they protect each other. Like Hispanics do it too. Like they look out for each other, and I mean that's common sense. And unfortunately, black people don't look out for each other. But that goes back to what I was saying. Instead of going to these dirty, nasty salons, with these Asian chicks looking down on you as they're scrubbing your feet, why don't you say, okay, I can only afford $20 for a set of nails, right? So instead of getting them every week, I'm only gonna get them once a month, and let's just see, that would be $80, right? So I'm gonna take $80 and go once a month, and I'm gonna go to a black owned business or a nicer business that has black employees, and I'm gonna go there instead of going every week to these roach infested pop up Asian nail salons where like the roof is freaking falling off. You know? Why not say, okay, I'm just gonna put clear nail polish on my nails and feet, or I'm just gonna use a little, pet egg or whatever, and wait until I have enough in my pocket to go to a business that values me, a place that's well lit, well ventilated, clean, because you gotta think about it. These people are working on your body. The last thing you want is to get an infection or to get something ruined. You really shouldn't be letting somebody touch your eyebrows for $5. And if you really want to wax your brows, I mean, they sell that stuff in like Dwayne Reed, Walgreens, Rite Aid. You really don't need to go to these salons and let them do it. And then like you also want to make sure the place is licensed. Okay. Like you want to make sure the place is legal, the place is licensed. Again, you want to have standards and you want to have self-respect. You want to respect your money, you want to respect yourself. You want to enjoy the experience. Um what happened made no sense and it's embarrassing, and I'm tired of seeing these videos of black chicks getting beat up in these beauty supply stores and stuff. Like, wasn't it last year that Asian guy beat this black girl because he thought she was stealing some $5 lashes and she wasn't stealing anything. I think that was last year. And then of course people started protesting and hooting and hollering and boycotting the store. This happens every year. And again, if you want to look it up, go back and look at what all these black women look like. None of them were in dresses. None of them were soft and feminine and pretty. None of them were carrying themselves with class. None of them were having self respect, and they were shopping in stores that don't respect them. They were shopping in places that mirrored their lack of self respect. Put it this way, there are certain stores that I would not be caught dead in just because I respect myself. Like, I'm one of those people, I don't like going into Walmart. I don't like going into Target. I would rather pay more. I hate those damn stores. I don't like the people that frequent them. I don't like how dirty the store is. I don't like how long lines they have. Like, that's just me, I guess. Like, I would rather spend more and go to a boutique. um, if I'm going to spend my money, I don't want to be stressed out. I would rather shop online. Like, again, it just boils down to having respect for yourself. Like, don't come get me and say, let's go to Target. Like, no. I hate that store. I hate Walmart. I used to work in one during college for a little bit. Hate it. Like, I don't know why people go in there. I will happily pay more not to go in there. You name it, those big ass stores. I really don't like them, and I don't like the people that frequent them. I don't like stores where a bunch of poor people frequent. I don't care if that sounds classist, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be stepping in dog turds or witnessing fist fights or something unsanitary, or standing in line for 3 hours and being herded like cattle. I would literally rather shop online or go to a smaller store. Oh yeah, Kmart. Like, so many people are so willing to be cheap that they're willing to degrade themselves. They're literally really like willing to punch each other to save a dollar. Like, stores where people stampede, I don't want to go into. Like, to me, like, I don't like cheap people. Like, I could never date a cheap man. Like, I just don't like that. I'm not willing to get trampled on Black Friday just to save a couple dollars. I'm not willing to be in an aisle and some nasty ghetto skank snatches something out of my hand or my cart because it's like the last one and she wants it. I can't get down like that. Like, I prefer small intimate stores. I like supporting small business because, you're helping someone's family. I love shopping online if I want a good deal and I want it delivered to my door. Um, don't. I am not a Walmart fan. I am not a Kmart fan. I'm not a. Oh, I don't even like Macy's. I'm not going in there. Like, no, I don't even want to be bothered in Macy's, especially in New York. You got all these angry old West Indian women and they don't know how to act. And again, I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm not trying to end up online in a fist fight. I'm not trying to be on World Star. I don't have time for that. I'll just pay more somewhere else. And I think that's what happens when you have self respect. Dollars are not worth self respect. I am not going to be slapping bitches in Macy's to save like $5 on a shirt. Like, I can't do it. I really, really, really can't do it. Um, so that's my take on the incident. Let me know what you ladies think. Thanks for watching. And hopefully, the playback quality of this live stream is decent. And I'm going to try to do these more often. Maybe I'll do a live question and answer. And yes, this is a picture of me. That's me. I figured you guys can at least see me, quote unquote, see me while I'm talking to you ladies. And yeah, if you did see that video, let me know what you think. I think both sides were wrong. And of course, those Asian chicks were like disgustingly wrong. And they should be embarrassed. It was tacky, but you know they're not. Because they think even less of those black women, so they're not embarrassed, but they should be. And I hope all hell breaks loose for them. I hope they get sued. I hope they lose that store. Because again, no self respecting business owner will let things get that far. Like, if I had a business, I would never feel comfortable putting my hands on somebody, and no one that I hired should feel comfortable putting their hands on somebody either. So, again, I'm not victim blaming, but in this video, I'm specifically talking to black women about things we can do to minimize these incidents. And I think having self respect and high standards is one of those things, two of those things actually. And being more soft and feminine can also help to avoid these situations. Again, if you act like a man, you're gonna get treated like a man that can be beat up. You know, you're gonna be treated like a feminine man. You know, you really can't go around giving people attitude and sassing and neck rolling and hooting and hollering. People are crazy these days and you can get punched. Okay, so I really don't suggest that. You know, I think you should really try a soft, feminine approach first. And, you know, just carry yourself like a lady. It'll get you further. You know, try looking like a lady. You'll get treated a little better. I promise you, no matter what you look like. Okay, even if you have a butter face, all right, if you look like a lady and act like a lady, you will get treated like a lady in most cases. And again, no lady with self-respect is going to go to any sort of salon that's dirty, nasty, has rude employees, unsanitary, you know, yada yada yada. And again, if you are unhappy with something in retail, there are ways to act. And, you know, there are other ways to get your money back. There are other ways to get solutions to problems. Um, Again, I would suggest learning how to be a little more feminine. Femininity is powerful. I guarantee you, crying disarms people and it works better than being aggressive and making them feel threatened. Okay? People are more likely to help a crying woman than someone who's being disgustingly nasty or has an attitude or is provoking anger. Okay? So I need for black women to smarten up a little bit. Don't be trying to be all strong black woman on everybody because that doesn't work for us and it doesn't get a good response. Like, that's how you're gonna get people spitting in your food, talking shit about black people, trying to hit you, you know. So, yeah. And again, keep your standards high, keep your jewelry fabulous, keep your heels higher, ladies. You know, this is something that we need to talk about. Certain places, when you love yourself and respect yourself, you won't be caught dead in, okay? Like, especially, you know, us black women, we're really educated, we work hard for our money. Certain places you shouldn't be caught dead in, okay? I know I'm not. Like, I'm just not. Like, you know, I'm not going to be standing in the middle of Target in my pretty little dress and my little designer handbag uh, while people fight in like the book scrapping aisle. Like, no. No, 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 no. I'm here, I'm here. Sorry, people keep calling me. People keep like calling me while I'm doing a live stream. So sorry. Um, Again, chime in the description box below. Please check out Love Melanin's channel. Please check out Successful Lady Live's channel. Please check out Chrissy's channel. If you go to my channel page, there are featured channels that you can check out. And yeah, let me know what you ladies think. Do you have any other tips and tricks or do you have stories? Let me tell you what, I am trying to minimize my chances of getting beaten up in a store and ending up all on social media looking a hot raggedy mess. I mean, at the end of the day, you really, really want to do what's best for you. Um, and that includes carrying yourself with class, dressing with class, um, only going to businesses that are worthy of your time and money. Again, like, you shouldn't want to be somewhere where the bathroom isn't clean. You know, as a woman, you shouldn't want to be somewhere the bathroom isn't clean if you can avoid that. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be comfortable getting nails or feet done or whatever, letting someone touch your face when you know that there's a roach on the ceiling, they're not cleaning their utensils. You know, you shouldn't be comfortable or even willing to eat at a restaurant where the employees and the owner don't even eat there. Okay, and there's like a big nasty C rating in the window. That should bother you. So I really want more black women to have more confidence, have more self respect, have higher standards. I really only think it can benefit us. And we really need to reclaim our femininity and learn the power of it. I assure you, the next time you're in public or at a retail setting and something's not going the way you need it to go, please just take the feminine route and cry or pout before going ape shit. Okay, because if you go ape shit, you're more likely to end up on World Star Hip Hop or an embarrassing situation or have the cops called or to be rough handled and manhandled. That's just the honest to God truth. People don't like loud, aggressive women. They just don't. And when you act like that, you get treated a certain way. Just be real. Okay, so when you're presentable and you respect yourself and you calculate your responses, life goes a little bit more smoothly. So, anyway, this is way too long. Chime in below, and I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.